I'm back to racing. Hi Crankers, hi Sprinters, welcome back for a new episode here, Cranker Sprint Chronicles episode 29. If you watched the video last week, I was preparing to going back to race. I did race again in Zwift and my first race on category 3. Monday, bit of a rest day, stretching, home exercise to prepare the Tuesday race. My first race in category 3, 50 plus people, very packed group as you can see here on the video. I wanted to start and see how's the sensation to be in CAT.3, if I can keep up, how is it going, etc. While I was warming up going there, I didn't really feel at best, a bit of a hard legs, but once I was into the race, being in the park, such a big park, even though it was quite windy, I felt quite well. I would say at the very beginning, not much going on, a few attacks, but not very convinced, while at the end, the last 5-6 laps, we started going really fast. As you can see here on the video, I tried to protect and help when there was some dynamos off the front, so I tried to do my little part and being part of the dynamo team, and I think we did really well. We did a great result. Greg went off with 5 laps to go, 4 laps to go, and then he managed to stay off while Marcus went off at the end in the last few laps, and we protected very well at the back. As you can see here, I'm going through the last lap. We all been at the front in terms of dynamo the entire race, and once we arrive at the last lap at the final sprint, I've been swiped out a bit from the group. On the sprint, I didn't really push to be at the front. I was too behind. The gear was not correct. The first time is always a bit like this. We try again next week, so hopefully I can do a better result. I would say positive experience in my first CAT.3 race. On the Wednesday, I worked until late, but the plan was to do a bit of zone 2, so I used Zwift, Harris, Test Express for 1 hour, and my Z2 was completed. On the Thursday, I went back to the lab. I did test myself on 200 watts per 30 minutes to warm up the body, which is at the very end of my zone 2, a bit more of a zone 3. And then I try a ramp test, which went better than last week. I managed to go up to 350, so I'm really happy that I reached 350 watts. Slightly higher my VO2 max, I did 67.5, so slightly more than last week. So I'm still happy with the form and the VO2 max, so it means that the body is right there where it needs to be. I decided on Friday again to do another zone 2 group ride. 1 hour was a bit hilly. I did the DHR for the Australian team. I did 1 hour. And on the Saturday, I wanted to race again. I was indecisive if I was going in the morning because it could have been a bit rainy. So I decided to do a race in the evening on Zwift. I tried for the first time to do a tiny race, which consists in 4 different races. 7-8 kilometers, quite fast, like kind of Crete idea, as you can see here. And then I try my best. 20 riders, Zwift laps, so I've been put on the 550 to 650 level. Quite even, as you can see here on the race. I tried to find out if I was the right category. I would say pretty even, everyone the same strength, I would say, so a very hard race. First one, reverse on Glasgow. It was my first time doing the reverse. During the race, I tried to push a bit hard on the hill, so it was not really an easy way to stay on the group. I did, and then on the last hill, I tried to attack. I managed to get 20-30 meters, a few seconds ahead. I got caught just less than 1 kilometer to go. Tried to save a bit to do the sprint. I was too behind. Group came too quick, and I finished on 7th, which not an amazing result in my opinion, considering the power that I used and the energy that I expended in the first race. 5 minutes rest and straight on the second race. This is Glasgow Circuit, and it's not the reverse lap, but it's the classic lap, which I really love. It's just a very hard route. So the plan was to give a bit of a harder attack on the where I know I'm quite strong. So basically I tried to resist. There was an attack before, I tried to follow, but at the end we arrived on the group. A very good attack after the Clyde kicker on the descent surprised the group. So at this moment in time we're one guy ahead while we are arriving at the very last at the 600-700 meters to go, and this is where I jump off the group. I thought I could catch the guy at the front. I arrive on the last 300 meters to go. You can see him, he's literally there. I launch my sprint, the group is behind, but unfortunately I cannot catch him and I finish on a second place. Pretty happy with the result. 5 minutes rest, no more, and jumping on the third race. Third race is Dolphin, Creek City, pretty flat. The first time was reverse, actually was my first time. Tried to understand how was the circuit. Stayed on the group, a few attacks, I follow one, I feel very tired, I felt very tired, I couldn't follow more. So the race goes up really quickly to the end with just slightly few attacks. There's a very strong push. I managed to get in the right place in the right time at the last lap. Sprint for the third place. I'm sprinting here on the last turn, perfectly positioned, a great sprint this time, and I managed to finish on third place. One guy ahead, second of the group, third place. Pretty happy with the result. But there's not much time to rest. After 5 minutes, we jump off on the last tiny race, 4 out of 4. Again, Dolphin Creek City is to stay behind. I was completely there at this point. I was pretty good. Tried to stay on the group, didn't follow any attack this time, and I was just waiting for the sprint. I guess a guy came in and he didn't race with us before, so he went off straight away and then he went to attack straight away. He took so much time off. Tried to stay behind, another 1-2 attacks at the end, so last lap we're all together here with 3 guys ahead. Again, my plan, try to stay there, follow, be at the front and do a sprint. Comes out really well. Second of the group in the sprint. Not the highest ever wattage because it was really dead, so we're talking about a really low wattage of 700 watts on the sprint, but managed to get, in this case, a 5th place, and again second on the group. And this is how I ended up my first experience with the tiny races. Enjoy very much, pretty positive experience. I tried to plan it as intervals, so the races were the strong interval and the 5 minutes rest, it was actually a zone 1, zone 2 rest to recover. So pretty good training, and I concluded this Sunday with a classic zone 2 Richmond Park, 2 laps with my friend Mattiuz in relax on the Sunday evening. Cannot wait to see you here next week. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe the channel, leave a comment down below my first category 3 race, and come here next week so we can see my second and last category 3 race of the league, plus see if the London Dynamo will win the West Thames League. I see you here next Thursday, 6:30 p.m. London time.